nyanyian lagu negeri dan lagu rasmi UNIMAP Wawasanku. Para hadirin dipersilakan duduk. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam Perlis, Raja Berdaulat, Rakyat Berilmu, Negeri Sejahtera, Perlis Maju. Salam ilmu, keikhlasan, kecemerlangan UNIMAP dan salam Malaysia Madani. Dengan penuh hormat dan takzimnya, patut menghadap Duli Yang Maha Mulia, Pemangku Raja Perlis, Tuanku Said Faizuddin Putra, Ibni Tuanku Said Sirajuddin Jamalul Lail, merangkap Chancellor UNIMAP. Ampun Tuanku, patut bagi pihak majlis merafak sembah, menjunjung setinggi-tinggi kasih atas limpah perkenan Duli Yang Maha Mulia Tuanku Pemangku Raja berangkat ke siri syarahan umum oleh Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Joji Samuel, Duta Besar Malaysia ke Thailand. Ampun Tuanku, patut pohon ampuni limpah perkenan Duli Yang Maha Mulia Tuanku Pemangku Raja untuk patut meneruskan atur cara majlis. Ampun Tuanku. Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Joji Samuel, Duta Besar Malaysia ke Thailand dan Yang Berbahagia Datin Katerina Christine Chirian, Yang Berhormat Tuan Izizam bin Ibrahim, Ahli Majlis Mesyuarat Kerajaan Negeri Perlis, Yang Berusaha Profesor Dr. Muhammad Yusof Masyur, Timbalan Naib Chancellor Akademik dan Antarabangsa, menjalankan fungsi Naib Chancellor, pegawai-pegawai utama UNIMAP, dekan-dekan dan ketua jabatan UNIMAP, wakil-wakil dari Institut Pengajian Tinggi, warga kerja dan seterusnya pelajar-pelajar Universiti Malaysia Perlis. Pihak majlis ingin mengucapkan selamat datang ke siri syarahan umum oleh Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Joji Samuel, Duta Besar Malaysia ke Thailand. Berikan tepukan. Para hadirin yang tidak dapat bersama-sama di dalam auditorium Chancellery Tuanku Said Sirajuddin ini dapat juga menyaksikan secara langsung pada jam 3 petang hanya di YouTube UNIMAP TV. Ucapan selamat datang ditujukan khas kepada Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Joji Samuel, Duta Besar Malaysia ke Thailand dan Yang Berbahagia Datin serta seluruh delegasi kedutaan ke Universiti Malaysia Perlis. Sesuai dengan tajuk syarahan umum yang akan disampaikan oleh Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Joji Samuel sebentar lagi, iaitu Malaysia-Thailand Bilateral Relations. Hubungan Malaysia-Thailand bukanlah asing, namun masih banyak peluang yang masih boleh diisi, terutamanya berkaitan hubungan di antara institusi pengajian tinggi kedua-dua negara. Dan saya sendiri pernah menyaksikan komitmen tinggi Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Georgie Samuel dan pihak Kedutaan Malaysia ke Thailand ketika menghadiri serta merasmikan program anjuran pentadbir UNIMAP pada 3 hingga 4 Oktober 2019 di Bangkok. Dan program tersebut turut dihadiri oleh pelbagai IPT Malaysia dan Thailand pada ketika itu, dan saya percaya bukan program tersebut sahaja, malah banyak lagi program lain yang dianjurkan IPT Malaysia di Thailand yang diraikan oleh Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Georgie. Dan tidak mustahil kehadiran Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk pada hari ini akan meningkatkan lagi kerjasama dan meneruskan hubungan baik di antara dua buah negara. Ampun tuanku, sidang hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, majlis pada hari ini akan dimulakan dengan ucapan Naib Chancellor. Untuk tujuan tersebut, majlis dengan segala hormatnya menjemput Yang Berusaha Profesor Dr. Muhammad Yusof Masyur, Timbalan Naib Chancellor Akademik dan Antarabangsa, menjalankan fungsi Naib Chancellor untuk menyampaikan ucapan. Dipersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Salam Perlis, Raja Berdaulat, rakyat berilmu, negeri sejahtera, Perlis maju. Salam ilmu, keikhlasan, kecemerlangan UNIMAP dan salam Malaysia Madani. Menghadap Duli Yang Mulia Pemangku Raja Perlis, Tuanku Syed Faizuddin Putra Ibni Tuanku Syed Sirajuddin Jamalullah, merangkap Chancellor Universiti Malaysia Perlis, ampun tuanku, patut mewakili seluruh warga institusi pendidikan tinggi dan agensi di Perlis merafat sembah menjunjung setinggi-tinggi kasih atas limpah berkenan Duli Yang Maha Mulia Tuanku Pemangku Raja berangkat ke Syarahan Umum yang bakal disampaikan oleh Tuan Yang Terutama Duta Besar Malaysia ke Thailand, iaitu Datuk Georgie Samuel, yang bertajuk Malaysia-Thailand Bilateral Relations. Ampun tuanku, patut mohon ampuni limpah berkenan Duli Yang Mulia Yang Maha Mulia Tuanku Pemangku Raja untuk patut menyampaikan ucapan kepada para hadirin yang turut hadir pada hari ini. Ampun tuanku. Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Georgie Samuel, Duta Besar Malaysia ke Thailand, dan yang berbahagia Datin, Yang Berhormat Tuan Izizam bin Ibrahim, Ahli Majlis Mesyuarat Kerajaan Negeri, delegasi daripada Kedutaan Malaysia ke Thailand, pegawai-pegawai utama UNIMAP, dekan-dekan ketua jabatan, wakil-wakil daripada Kolej Universiti Islam Perlis, KUIP, Universiti Teknologi Mara, UiTM, Cawangan Perlis, Universiti Muhammadiyah Malaysia Umum, Institut Pendidikan Guru IPG Perlis, Politeknik Tuanku Syed Sirajuddin, dan Majlis Agama Islam, Adat Istiadat Melayu Perlis, MAIP, rakan-rakan media dan warga kerja Universiti Malaysia Perlis, serta seterusnya pelajar-pelajar yang dihormati dan dikasihi sekalian. Alhamdulillah, bersyukur kehadrat Allah Azza wa Jalla atas limpah kurnia serta rezeki yang dicurahkan, kasih dan sayangnya mengizinkan kita semua dapat bersama-sama pada hari ini untuk mendengar syarahan umum Universiti Malaysia Perlis yang akan disampaikan oleh Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Georgie Samuel. Di kesempatan ini, saya merakamkan ucapan penghargaan dan terima kasih kepada Datuk Georgie Samuel kerana memperuntukkan ruang dan waktunya untuk menyampaikan syarahan umum bertajuk Malaysia-Thailand Bilateral Relations. Marilah kita sama-sama berikan tepukan gemuruh kepada beliau. hadirin sekalian, saya tertarik dengan tajuk syarahan yang bakal disampaikan oleh TYT Datuk Joji Samuel sebentar lagi. Tajuk ini dilihat amat bertepatan dan sebagai gambaran tanggungjawab buat kami yang berada di utara tanah air untuk menyumbang sesuatu bagi membantu negara mengukuhkan hubungan dua hala antara Malaysia dan Thailand. Malah Perdana Menteri Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim telah ke Thailand baru-baru ini dan bertemu Perdana Menteri Thailand bagi membincangkan hala tuju kerjasama antara Malaysia dan Thailand meliputi ekonomi, pembangunan kawasan sempadan serta projek kesaling hubungan di kawasan sempadan darat kedua-dua negara jiran ini. Perbincangan ini menjadi pencetus galakan kepada UNIMAP dan agensi lain untuk bersedia bekerjasama dengan mana-mana pihak di Thailand bagi memantapkan lagi ekonomi kedua-dua negara ini. Tuan yang terutama dan hadirin sekalian, kami mengambil maklum bahawa Thailand mempunyai perancangan besar untuk bergelar hub logistik di ASEAN melalui projek perdana Eastern Economic Corridor (EEC). Bagi melengkapkan perancangan tersebut, mereka turut memberi tumpuan kepada perkhidmatan kereta api berkelajuan tinggi yang menghubungkan Thailand dengan Laos dan China serta negara-negara Eropah yang lain. Perkara ini pernah dititahkan oleh Tuanku Chancellor UNIMAP sendiri ketika mengetuai lawatan jelajah ilmu UNIMAP ke Laos dan Thailand pada September 2022, di mana baginda melihat kelebihan Perlis dan UNIMAP sebagai negeri jiran untuk menjalinkan kerjasama dengan negara Thailand dalam meningkatkan hub logistik merangkumi pengangkutan darat, air dan udara. UNIMAP seperti yang sedia tahu berkepakaran dalam bidang kejuruteraan dan teknologi kejuruteraan meliputi bidang elektronik dan elektrik. Itu merupakan tujuan utama UNIMAP, tapi kita juga ada kejuruteraan awam, alam sekitar, mikroelektronik, biomedical, mekatronik, bahan, kimia, polimer, kejuruteraan pertanian dan banyak lagi. Dengan kepakaran yang ada ini, kami melihat begitu banyak peluang perkongsian kepakaran dalam pelbagai sektor boleh disumbangkan oleh UNIMAP. Antaranya adalah dengan membantu Thailand merealisasikan idea penggunaan bio-circular green economy model dan juga teknologi pintar bagi memudahkan perdagangan selain menambah baik perkhidmatan pelancongan. Tuan yang terutama dan hadirin sekalian, suka saya berkongsi bahawa UNIMAP sendiri mempunyai hubungan baik dan telah berkolaborasi dengan beberapa buah universiti di Thailand, antaranya Wailalak University, Taksin University, Nakhon Pathom Rajabat University, Prince of Songkhla University, Raja Manggala University of Technology Sriwijaya dan Hadia University. Ini sekaligus menunjukkan bahawa UNIMAP sudah pun memulakan langkah dengan meletakkan asas yang kukuh melalui kerjasama dengan pihak universiti di sana. Oleh itu, saya berharap dengan kehadiran TYT ke UNIMAP pada hari ini akan membuka jalan kepada UNIMAP dan agensi lain di Perlis ini untuk melangkau sepadan negara bagi melaksana jaringan kerjasama yang lebih luas dengan Thailand yang bukan sahaja memberi manfaat kepada negara Gajah Putih itu semata-mata, tetapi yang lebih penting adalah memberi impak positif kepada negara kita Malaysia, insya-Allah. Hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, sebelum mengakhiri ucapan, saya sekali lagi ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Tuan yang terutama Datuk Joji Samuel kerana sudi hadir menyampaikan syarahan umum kepada kami pada hari ini. Semoga input yang bakal dikongsikan nanti akan menjadi pembuka minda buat kami di sini bagi memulakan kerjasama erat bersama negara tersebut. Tidak ketinggalan ucapan terima kasih juga kepada seluruh hadirin yang turut sama hadir memeriahkan syarahan umum UNIMAP kali ini. Ampun tuanku, demikianlah sembah ucapan Patik. Patik sekali lagi merafat sembah menjunjung setinggi-tinggi kasih atas limpah perkenan Duli Yang Maha Mulia Tuanku Pemangku Raja berangkat ke syarahan umum pada hari ini. Patik sudahi dengan wabillahi taufik wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Menjunjung kasih tuanku. Ampun tuanku.
Terima kasih Yang Berusaha Prof di atas ucapan yang telah disampaikan sebentar tadi. Ampun tuanku, sidang hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, sebagaimana tajuk majlis kita pada hari ini, maka tibalah masanya untuk kita mendengar syarahan yang bertajuk Malaysia-Thailand Bilateral Relations yang akan disampaikan oleh Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Joji Samuel, Duta Besar Malaysia ke Thailand. Dengan segala hormatnya, dipersilakan.
Menghadap Duli Yang Maha Mulia, Pemangku Raja Perlis, Tuanku Syed Faizuddin Putra, Ibni Tuanku Syed Sirajuddin Jamalulail, merangkap Chancellor Universiti Malaysia Perlis, ampun tuanku, patik pohon, ampuni limpah perkenan Duli Yang Maha Mulia, Tuanku Pemangku Raja, untuk patik menyampaikan syarahan kepada para hadirin yang turut hadir pada hari ini. Ampun tuanku. Yang berhormat Tuan Izizam bin Ibrahim, Ahli Majlis Mesyuarat Kerajaan Negeri Perlis, Yang Berusaha Profesor Dr. Muhammad Yusof Masyur, Timbalan Naib Chancellor Akademik dan Antarabangsa, menjalankan fungsi Naib Chancellor, pegawai-pegawai utama UNIMAP, dekan-dekan dan ketua jabatan, wakil-wakil dari institusi pengajian tinggi, warga kerja Universiti Malaysia Perlis dan seterusnya pelajar-pelajar yang dihormati dan dikasihi sekalian. Ampun tuanku, patik mohon perkenan untuk menyampaikan syarahan patik dalam bahasa Inggeris. Okay, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is honor for me to be here. This is not my first time in Perlis, in Kanga. I've been here before. The last was in 2019. Okay, many of when I give the talk, many Malaysians will think that I'm foreigner because of my name. Sounds foreign. Saya ni anak lahir Malaysia. Saya lahir di Johor tapi dibesarkan dan di pendidikan awal di Port Dickson. So I would like to extend our warm greetings from all Malaysians in Bangkok, in Thailand, and my delegation and I, we were actually to give me this honor to give a lecture on the Malaysia-Thailand relations. Now, this is the best time to visit Perlis and to talk about Malaysia-Thailand relations. Especially, you were thinking now, right after the elections in Thailand last month, and the visit of our Prime Minister, Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, a few months back in February this year. Okay. I will talk about our bilateral relations in the most recent context. If you would like me to talk about the historical part of it, maybe in the Q&A, you can ask me about that. But maybe in the recent context, after the formation of the new government, I'm talking about the government of Malaysia and the appointment of Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, in November last year, during which we saw a peaceful transfer of power through democratic process. I will share also the current political development post-Thailand general elections. Now, 2023 is, I don't know, 66, whether you call it a lucky number. It's the 66th anniversary of diplomatic relations this year. We established our diplomatic relations with Thailand in 1957. And we opened our embassy soon after that, about 1 week after that, after our independence. And Thailand was one of the first countries that established diplomatic relations with Malaysia since our independence. Now it's not okay. Yeah. Next. Yeah. We just saw as mentioned by Professor Yusuf just now, we just saw the official, although it was an introductory visit, but he had a very substantive discussion with Prime Minister Prayut. And he also met with Deputy Prime Minister General Prawit Wong Suwon and had a program with business leaders, Thai business leaders, as well as Malaysian business leaders, in particular the Malaysian-Thai business, the Chamber of Commerce. Now, the visit was a perfect summary of the close and cordial bilateral relations between Malaysia and Thailand, and which was reflected in every aspect of our cooperation, including political, trade, security, regional cooperation, as well as education. And I think universities within both countries can, this augur well in terms of the cooperation between both countries in terms of education. Now, in terms of the bilateral political cooperation. Ever since our independence, we had several mechanisms to, in terms of to make sure that the bilateral relations will progress and develop. Now, the various bilateral mechanisms that we have the annual consultations. This is at the highest level between both the prime ministers. And the recent one was actually held quite long time back in 2016. We were supposed to host it several years back, but due to COVID, we couldn't hold it. Hopefully this year, after the formation of the new government in Thailand, we will be able to host the annual consultation in the second half of this year. The second mechanism is the Joint Commission. Now, Joint Commission is co-chaired by both the foreign ministers. It's the bilateral mechanism as well as the joint development strategy for border areas. Now, this is very important, especially to states in Malaysia, which are bordering with Thailand, especially bordering with Satun provinces in Thailand, Satun, Yala, Patani, Narathiwat. And then in Malaysia, we have Perlis, Kedah, Perak, Kelantan, as well as Terengganu to a certain extent. Why Terengganu? Because Terengganu was formerly under Siam. So you had the Terengganu and Thai close relationship. The last we had this was in August 2022, co-chaired by both foreign ministers in Bangkok last year in Bangkok, and we are supposed to have it soon, also this year, either this year or early next year. Now the third one is Joint Trade Committee. This is under MITI, under both the Ministry of International Trade and Industry. I think now it's known as Ministry of Industry and International Trade. With their counterpart, Ministry of Commerce in Thailand. It's co-chaired by both the ministers at the ministers level. Next, we have, now this is very important too, because Malaysia and Thailand are close neighbors, and we need to monitor and control our borders. That is why we have the bilateral defense mechanism. And the first mechanism that we have is the General Border Committee, GBC. This is co-chaired by Malaysia's Defense Minister, and on the Thai side also by their Minister of Defense. The most recent was in May 2022 in Kuala Lumpur, and both leaders discussed about intelligence exchange on non-traditional security threats, especially on border crossing, humanitarian relief readiness, and military exercises. The second one is the high-level committee, chaired by heads of the armed forces on both sides. And the most recent one was in January 2023 in Chiang Mai. And they also discussed about among the similar issues, because from HLC, they will bring it to GBC. And the third one is the General Border Committee and Joint Combined Exercise Committee. They report to the HLC. Now, why we have this mechanism, especially on the bilateral defense mechanism? We share a common border of 640 kilometers. That's quite long, but not as long as what Thailand and Myanmar has. And probably one of the questions probably you can ask is, how do they maintain that as compared to other border areas? It's very, very difficult, complex problem, especially now what is happening in Myanmar. The influx of refugees coming into Thailand, and we are also concerned because the influx of refugees are also coming into Malaysia. We have close to about 200,000 refugees. Although we are not signatory to the Refugees Convention, but we do on humanitarian basis, we shelter them and give them shelter in our various shelter homes. Now, the border is vulnerable to illegal activities. I was, just before coming here, we came through Padang Besar and we had a short briefing by our authorities there. And they said that it's very difficult. So I think we need to appreciate those who work in the border areas, especially in curbing, when they curb smuggling, human trafficking, cross-border crimes. So there is a need for us to look at them, look at the problems in the border, so that all these illegal activities would not happen. And various measures they take is that through border patrols, surveillance cameras, border checkpoints, as we have in Padang Besar. Later we will come to the various, I will show you the various border checkpoints. We have, currently we have 9. Actually in working is only 8, because I think the Kuala Perlis is not in functioning at the moment. Then we have also the between both security mechanism and the information sharing, as well as joint training. Now, Next. Yeah. Now, we have, as I mentioned, 9 border checkpoints. We have, in Perlis itself, we have the, of course, the Kuala Perlis. It is not functioning, but the facility is still there. Why we have it that? Previously, we have the ferry service from Tamalang in Satun to Kuala Perlis, and then they're on to Langkawi. But due to, I think, probably fewer tourists or fewer passengers, Kuala Perlis, I think they put on hold now, and they are now only to Langkawi. And we were there, we took the boat ride and to see for ourselves, tour the coastal border checkpoint. Then, of course, we have the Wang Kelian. Tomorrow, I'll be able to go to Wang Kelian and to see for myself in terms of the operations there in Wang Kelian. I think many of you probably are more familiar with Wang Kelian border checkpoint rather than me. I'm coming from Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya. We are quite far, but I think we must know since I'm, representing Malaysia in Bangkok, in Thailand. So I should be able to visit all the border checkpoints. I have visited mostly in the East Coast. That's another complex problem. We have 2 in Kedah, actually 3, Bukit Kayu Hitam, Kota Putra, and Padang Besar. And then 1 in Perak, Pengkalan Hulu, bordering with Betong. Now, this is not Betong in Sarawak, but this is Betong in Thailand. And we have 3 in Kelantan, Bukit Bunga, Rantau Panjang, and Pengkalan Kobo. Now, next, I will talk about bilateral relations and why it is very important for us to talk about bilateral relations. Whenever we have, the bilateral discussions between both prime ministers, our leaders, foreign ministers, when they talk, the most important thing is that it is not security alone. Yes, security, it's very important, but the one that actually make a country progress and develop is through trade and investment. And Thailand, Malaysia is the 6th largest trading partner. Thailand is the 6th largest trading partner of Malaysia. And it's also the 6th largest export destination and 8th largest import source for Malaysia, and the 2nd largest trading partner in ASEAN after Singapore. Now, when I talk about total trade, last year alone, we achieved $27.75 billion US. You can do the calculation yourself in terms of ringgit, and it's almost like, I think, over 96 billion ringgit, our trade. And we are confident to achieve the bilateral target, the trade target of USD 30 billion by 2025. Both leaders have agreed that we must enhance our trade relations. And most of our export to Thailand, the trade is actually in our favor, in Malaysia's favor. And total trade, export trade is 14.97 billion, almost 15 billion. Most of the products and goods, mostly in electrical and electronic products, chemical and chemical products, crude, petroleum, and LNG. Now, import from Thailand, we import almost close to 13 billion US dollars. Also quite similar, like in Thailand, they say same but different. No? So it's quite similar. Also electrical and electronic products, transport equipment, chemicals and chemical products, machinery, equipment, and parts. Now, out of that, the almost, I think, before COVID, we had about 50% of our total trade is done through border trade. Now it's almost close to 40%. So you see the importance of the border states in having a very close relationship with the border provinces of Thailand. And in order to ensure our trade goes on smoothly, we must make sure that the security, all the border checkpoints, all the security apparatus work well. Yeah. And I've done this. Connectivity projects. Now, in order to enhance our bilateral trade with Thailand. Now, when I talked about bilateral trade just now, almost close to 28 billion US dollars. This border trade is the largest in ASEAN. Well, minus the Singapore with Thailand. Yeah, Thailand and Cambodia, Thailand, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos is less than Thailand and Malaysia. So you see the importance of trade, and why Perlis is one of the, I think, important destination for trade, tourism, and so on and so forth. Now, I've been to Sungai Golo and Rantau Panjang. We have both sides have agreed to build the second bridge. If you see the current bridge that we have now, couldn't accommodate the movement of goods and passengers. This bridge is used not only for passengers but also by the goods, by the lorries going. And if you go there, you will appreciate more to see for yourself the number of travelers traveling using this this bridge. So we are in the process of building this second bridge soon. It will start by this year. And the second one is another very important is the road alignment between CIQ Sadao. Now CIQ it stands for Customs, Immigration and Quarantine Sadao, and ICQ as Bukit Kayu Hitam. It's quite close to Padang Besar, but Bukit Kayu Hitam is that border checkpoint is the biggest, the largest in terms of passengers moving in and out, and also when you talk about goods, movement of goods. Now the second one, the other connectivity projects, this probably would make you want to look at further in detail. Proposed Satun Perlis linkage. Now, when Tuanku Raja Perlis was in Bangkok, I think that was in 2018 or 2019. Tuanku mentioned about this Satun Perlis linkage, and he said that this discussion has been going on very long between both countries. And I understand that recently delegation from Satun came to see Tuanku to brief Tuanku Pemangku Raja on the development as well as the what they want from this Satun Perlis linkage. And we were there yesterday. They took us over there. It would be a game changer to both, especially to Perlis and Satun, if this materialize. Now, the Ministry of Economy, Malaysia, let me tell you the progress now. I can tell you it is not a secret. Ministry of Economy now is in the process of selecting a consultant company to conduct the feasibility study. Now, the Thai side have already appointed their consultant, and the feasibility study will be on the economic, engineering, and environment on connectivity. This will be a massive project, and as I said, this will be a game changer for both countries. So we are looking at something that probably would change Perlis for the better, I would say. And Satun people are more eager to make this happen. And I believe the state secretary office will be involved actively in the committee, the joint committee between that, and to convince. Now, I think the state needs to do a bit more convincing to the federal because it involves money. Why? Because this is the return on investment. What would be the return on investment? Most people will look on the return of investment on a short-term basis, but if you look at the long term, it will be very, very beneficial, because then people, on the West Coast can use that to not only for traveling of passengers, but also for goods, and this will cut short the movement of goods, and it would be beneficial to the state as well as to the neighboring states, to Kedah and Penang especially. Another one is that we have agreed, it is not in the slide, but it's the high-speed rail between both countries. So we are currently in discussion. Both prime ministers have agreed to set up the first feasibility studies, KL Bangkok high-speed rail. This will cut short in terms of, now you have the train, of course the ETS train to Padang Besar, then after that you have to take the slow train to Bangkok. It will take about another 12 or 14 hours. But from KL to Bangkok with the high-speed rail, it will lessen the time of travel to only about 6 hours. So imagine if you, from KL, you are going by flight, you have to go there probably 2-3 hours in advance, wait for the flight, then 2 hours flight to Bangkok, then you get your baggage, all in, probably about 5-6 hours. So, but you can travel comfortably using the HSR to Bangkok. Now this, probably not in my lifetime, this HSR, because it involves a lot of planning, it involves a lot of discussion. Of course, cost, the capital is a lot. And Bangkok and Laos is currently in discussion to build also the high-speed rail, linking Bangkok and Laos and then onwards to China. And this would be I think probably in terms of economic term, will bring in a lot of generating income to the community. Now, this is another important aspect of our bilateral relations, is through our Malaysia Technical Cooperation Program, which was established in 1980. We have shared our development experiences with Thailand. We have about 40 to 50 Thai participants annually. And I was fortunate enough to hear the briefing just now by the Dean and also the head of IPTs just now, Vice Chancellors, on the cooperation between both the universities here and Thai universities. We would like to encourage more of this exchange of students, exchange of lecturers, academics between both countries. I didn't have the opportunity to discuss further on this. Maybe what you can do also, because there are many of the institutions in further up, no, beyond Nakhon Si Thammarat, beyond Phuket, who are actually wanting to learn Bahasa Melayu. I understand that there's a program pembelajaran Bahasa Melayu under MIPS, and I would appreciate if we can follow up with your side in terms of providing. We can look at the arrangement later on, providing lecturers or teaching academics to teach Bahasa Melayu at none other than Thammasat and Chulalongkorn. Currently, they are being taught by Thai teachers who actually come from the south. And you know how the Thai Malays, their Malay is with their dialect, it is not the pure Malay. Yeah? So we will follow up, hopefully we will follow up with the institutions here in order to, now this is one thing that probably people don't understand, is people to people linkage. And you are the people, the students are actually the academics. You are the one who are creating this silaturahim, as you say in saling muhibah, between both countries. People always think that it is always the trade, economic. That's the second pillar. The first pillar is political security, ensure the political security. But people always forget about the social cultural pillar. And we are very appreciative that Tuanku himself is promoting Perlis himself to not only to Thailand. He recently went to Africa. He also travels to Laos and Thailand, bringing students there. Now this, whether directly or indirectly, it creates awareness not only among the students, also among the community where you are bringing them. It creates the which we can't do alone. We at the embassy, we cannot do everything alone, and it is through the universities, the academics, through this effort that you can bring about change, bring about development, bring about awareness, and create that solidarity, that unity among ASEAN, which we talk about, and we want to reach that goal. Now, I would say that, well, not to our favor, but so far 1 million Malaysian visitors have visited. Next. Yeah. I will go to this. Before that, so far 1 million Malaysian visitors have visited Thailand last year, 2022. We are the largest contributor to Thailand's economy. This year alone, I had a briefing just now, we have already reached 1.9 million. That's January to June, and we are the highest. Second is, I think it's India, and then Singapore, of course China is there. And Russians are coming in too. Now, I look at the positive side. We look at the positive impact that it will bring. Although we are there to promote Malaysia, we want more and more Thai tourists to come here into Thailand, and we are doing the promotion. But we see more and more Malaysians are going to Thailand. I'm not sure whether our promotion is not working, but we see that. But I look in a positive sense that they are also, you are bringing your own, culture, even though you go and enjoy, you eat the Thai food, you do shopping there, but you're bringing your culture there, and you speak. And if you go to Hadnyai, I think some of the shopkeepers there can speak Malay, and this creates, the integrity, the unity that we are speaking about. So, whatever small effort that you do, it actually works. And especially those in the bordering areas, when you meet, and I was in Satun, most of them can speak Thai. And they were quite appreciative of Tuanku. They mentioned about Tuanku came there providing donations and all that. So they think highly of Tuanku, Bangku Raja Perlis, as well as the Perlis people who keep helping them, those asnaf, golongan asnaf, golongan miskin, we help them too. Now, probably this one of the, you want to learn more about what is happening there. When after our elections in last year in Malaysia, I spoke to a few of the Thai people there, and they said they want to learn more about how we conduct our elections. Done in a very democratic way. Of course, it's first past the post. Majority who wins the seat will get to govern. But last year was a bit unique because Pakatan Harapan did not get the full majority. So you see them combining with Barisan Nasional and the other parties in Sarawak and Sabah. And they want to learn from us. And they asked me how. So I said, this is a very complex and difficult, and you need a very good leader to do that. And this is what is happening now in Thailand. So you see the changes now. In Thailand, there is no clear winner. Even if both Move Forward Party, now Move Forward Party, they won 151 seats. Both Move Forward Party and Pitai combined, they still lack the number required. Currently, they have 312 seats only. In order for them to get or elect the Prime Minister, they need 376. I'll tell you little later in terms of the uniqueness of their election, because it doesn't mean that if you win the election that you will get the Prime Minister's post. It is a bit different. Now, Move Forward-led party, coalition parties, they are considered pro-democracy. The other party, the Palang Pacarat, UTN, they are considered conservative parties. Now, Move Forward-led coalition, they have consisting of 8 parties altogether. And if you have read the news yesterday, Muhammad Noor Mata, a Muslim person, leader of Pracacat party from the south, he was elected as the Speaker of the Parliament. So you see that, there is actually no discrimination per se. If you see that, in terms of when you say that, Thailand government is discriminating the Muslims, but if you see in the real sense, there is no discrimination, because they see Muhammad Noor Mata in his own leadership quality. He was formerly Speaker of the Parliament, he was Minister of Transport, he was Minister of Interior. He could lead, and he managed to convince his coalition partners to elect him as the Speaker. Now, currently, this is the political uncertainty now in Thailand. Next week, they will be able to, in the Parliament itself, they'll be able to elect the Prime Minister. Now, I'll come to that. When I mentioned about the political, the elections of the of the Prime Minister. Now, when you win the election, we thought that, you know, the party that holds the majority, you know, you have the coalition parties together, you will win. But no, they have 500 seats. Now, out of the 500 seats, 312 won by the so-called pro-democracy parties, partners. They need about 64 in order to get the simple majority. Why 64? Why 376? Because in the constitution itself, which was approved in 2017, in the constitution itself, it states that in order to elect the Prime Minister, 250 members of the Senate have to also vote for the Prime Minister. This is a bit unique. You may say that it is undemocratic. No, but the Constitution was approved through referendum, and it's through the people's votes. Now, now this is a bit tricky now, because out of the 250, they are not elected. They were chosen by the previous administration. So you can see that they are not, probably they are not pro-democracy. There will probably be some of them. We will see that in 2 weeks' time. And there will probably be political stalemate. If you know the leader of Move Forward Party, Pita Lim Charongruat, now he has come out with a very, I guess, probably, I wouldn't say progressive, but very, his manifestos and his speech alone, they talk about monarchy, reforming the military, reforming some of the laws on the monarchy, lèse majesté. I won't go in detail what is lèse majesté. You can read up on that, because you cannot say anything bad about the king, or you cannot say anything about the king. So there was a youth demonstration a few years back, last year, 2 years back also. Very small demonstration, and they demonstrate against the king, the monarchy. And they were caught. Young demonstrators as young as 13, 14, they were put in jail. Yeah, and it is, you may say it is harsh, but that's the law. Yeah. So we will see in terms of the development now. Probably you want to ask questions later on. I can, probably give more information on that. Who will win? This is a political, game that they're going to play, gamemanship. Who will be able to garner support? Yeah, the more, and you probably heard about Thaksin Shinawatra. Thaksin Shinawatra did not stand for election, but he is like the de facto leader of Thai, and he's based in overseas in Dubai. Some say he's in London. He and his sister Yingluck, they ran away because they were sentenced to jail for some fraud and some misdemeanor. But Thai is still being governed by, or rather being administered by Thaksin remotely. Thaksin wants to come back to Thailand. If he wants to come back to Thailand, then he has to face the music. He has to be, I think, in jail for a number of years before he could be released. Now, another important aspect of our political relationship is that situation in southern Thailand. When I was in Satun recently, they said that Satun is peaceful. People from Thailand saying, the Thais are saying, and they are saying, Yala, Patani, Naratiwat are not safe. When you go to Bangkok, people in Bangkok says, when we all say that we want to go to Yala, Patani, they say, the Thais are saying that the south is not safe. You have to take it with a pinch of salt, because we went there last year and it was safe. Of course, there was security, people, military people to guard. You will hear of bombing here and there, but this year we had further discussion between both prime ministers. They had frank discussion between both Prime Minister Anwar and Prime Minister Prayut. Now, the key principles that we put forward, Malaysia's principle is that it is an internal issue of Thailand. If Thailand progress, we will progress too. And there is a principle that we hold dear to, is prosper thy neighbor. If our neighbor is prosperous, we will be prosperous too. And you see that the border areas, this is one of the areas that we want to develop. Both sides have agreed during the Prime Minister's visit, agreed to further develop the economic zones to make it sustainable for the people, so that people in the south will not carry arms. The second principle is that Malaysia, we do not condone violence. The third one is that I think there is a trust deficit between both sides. Now, when I say between both sides, it's not between Malaysia and Thailand, but it is between, it's internal. The side, the Patani people, Liberation Movement, they call it BRN, headed by BRN, Barisan Revolusi Patani, Revolusi Nasional. There is a trust deficit. And I think recently there was some news saying that now the military there are slowly moving out, meaning that they are giving power back to the police to handle. I think this worked well because Malaysia is the facilitator for the peace dialogue. The former military chief of Defence Force, Tan Sri Dr. Zul, he himself is the facilitator. We are not the negotiator, but we are the facilitator. Meaning, we bring two of the sides to discuss, and make sure that they don't fight during their negotiations. And then we want to mention to them and put forward to them that we are a good neighbor, and we would like to facilitate the peace dialogue. And this is where, function of the Tan Sri Zul, Dr. Zul. And I talked earlier about the promoting of economic investment and social development in the border areas to uplift the livelihoods and well-being. Now, not only, I mentioned just now about creating economic zones, there is a plan, discussion on creating joint economic zones. So not only the Thai side, but also on the Malaysian side. The poorer areas where you see mostly the farmers, they don't have much in terms of what we want to do is to uplift their livelihoods and well-being. Next will be the recent one with the 6-piece dialogue process, 21st to 22nd of February in KL. The center is Tan Sri Zul, Dr. Zul. On his left is the person from representing BRN. On his right is General Wan Lop, representing the Malaysians, the Thai side, the government. Now, I talked a little bit about situation in Myanmar just now. As I said, we have 200,000, almost 200,000 Myanmar refugees. Most of them are Rohingyas. They came either through the border or most of them came through sea. Yeah? Some of them came through sea, but they went to Indonesia, to Sumatra, some landed in Malaysia. Now, as it is affecting neighboring countries, it is no longer considered an international issue. We have a principle in Thailand, in ASEAN, that we will not disturb, another country. We will not. We will adhere to the idea of everything, whatever happens there, it's an internal issue. But because of this problem, and it is affecting us, every month we are spending millions to accommodate these refugees. We are not chasing them out due to humanitarian reasons, and due to, I think we need to have that humanitarian feeling among us. We do support them in terms of providing food and shelter. And it is now being discussed among ASEAN, few years already. You see that 2 years ago, recent political coup in Myanmar. The political coup happened and it affected more refugees are coming into Thailand. Thailand has about more than 2,000 kilometers of that porous and long border. Thailand is affected most, but we are too. I'm not sure whether we have refugees in Perlis, but we have some in Langkawi, in Kedah. Also, we see some in some certain areas in Selangor. What we want to emphasize is the need for a good governance and democracy. And there is, I won't go into detail in terms of the Myanmar situation there. ASEAN has agreed, together with Myanmar, to have the 5-point consensus. Now, 5-point consensus is that one of it is to ensure political stability. Second is to allow the special envoy to talk to all the stakeholders, including those in jail, and that including Aung San Suu Kyi. What we are asking for, but the current Myanmar junta is not willing to listen. They are, what I can say here, that they are oppressing their population. And we have said it openly in the international fora, in the ASEAN region, and it is for us, for ASEAN, to resolve this issue amicably among ourselves. Now, the way forward. The way forward. This is where I think the involvement of all of you, as a Rakyat Malaysia and the citizen of ASEAN. Now, the global security structures are evolving, and they are evolving very fast. Yeah, I was talking to Professor Yusuf just now. He's expert in AI, and you see AI is coming out, tremendously. You see ChatGPT, you see AI being used in drones, AI being used in creating a lot of changes to our lives, whether we like it or not. I come from the baby boomers era. I'm not too familiar with now, because things are going very fast. And probably the students, you are all in the engineering faculty, IT. For you, it's that's your second nature for you in terms of AI and IT. Everything is done through your lab, through your palm, using your of course using the handphones. But later on, you will see, they will put. You don't have to use your credit card, no money. It will be all cashless, and it's already been implemented. They'll put chip in here, so you can just chip. So they're good and bad of it. You are always being monitored by whoever. But that's AI for you. Yeah, you can ask Professor Yusuf yourself. But that's how AI. But then, how does it affect us? We see the rise of non-traditional security threats. Yeah, smuggling of goods, trafficking of people. We see it's also affecting climate change, food security, natural disasters, transnational crimes, and cyber crimes. Now, if these non-traditional security threats are not addressed correctly and properly, it would cause political instability and become threats to our security. Now, new approaches are new solutions are needed in order to find solutions to these issues. Now, armed forces and civilian officials like diplomats, like myself, we must actively and jointly revisit our approaches to these issues and adapt ourselves quickly. We cannot be sitting at our desk and writing reports and meeting people. No, we have to go out. We are being taught now to handle all this new approaches coming in, new and complex sometimes threats are coming in. How do we handle it? Yeah, and Malaysia and Thailand, we are fortunate because in Southeast Asia, relatively it's peaceful, and because of that, progress, development can carry on, can go forward, and historically and culturally diverse region. Yeah, we're blessed with natural resources. Definitely, this is not a place for conflict. We need to promote sustainable economic growth and prosperity is vital to regional peace and security. It's very important, I say very important, and I would like to emphasize here again the importance of people-to-people linkage in order to create that peaceful nature. Peace and security comes from all of you. And as a good neighbor, Malaysia will, rest assured, we will continue to be a good partner, good neighbors. As Perlis, I think, and Satun, you are very good neighbors with Thailand. They really appreciate what you have done, but I think more could be done in terms of to bring progress to both countries. And we are committed to work together with Thailand to strengthen our bilateral cooperation for our mutual benefits. I would like to thank once again, before I end, UNIMAP for the opportunity to speak today. It's a rare opportunity for me to speak outside of Thailand, but I certainly appreciate the invitation, and thank you very much, and junjung kasih tuanku.
Terima kasih diucapkan kepada Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk atas syarahan umum yang telah disampaikan tadi. Dan sekarang kita akan buka peluang dan ruang untuk sesi soal jawab. Jadi dipersilakan hadirin yang ada di dalam dewan ini untuk bertanyakan soalan. Dan mohon untuk memperkenalkan diri terlebih dahulu sebelum memulakan soalan.
Ya, silakan.
Ampun Tuanku. Good evening, Your Excellency, or I should say Sawadee Krap. Your Excellency Datuk Joji. My name is Deason. I'm from Chinese Chamber of Commerce, And good news is that we are also hosting Satun Chambers this coming 17th of July at our office. So, and I'm really happy, I'm really glad that Your Excellency is here in Perlis. Welcome to Perlis again. And because as a neighboring country of Thailand, Perlis Chinese Chamber is actually very excited to be engaged and also to in contact with them. So I have a question to you, Your Excellency. Because myself, I have been closely monitoring and following the politics of Thailand, and I'm pretty understand what is going on right now, and especially when the Move Forward Party led by Kun Pita. I understand that now is quite uncertain, but my question to you is that what is the position of Malaysia would be if, let's say, the pro-democracy Prime Minister or Kun Pita is elected as the Prime Minister? Because my question is that this party has only been registered in recent years, and I believe they do not have much experience dealing with Malaysia. And the first thing, if they are elected as Prime Minister, the first thing they will be settling is their underlying issues, and also to fulfill the memorandum, their propaganda. So my question is that if the pro-democracy party is being elected as the Prime Minister, what would the Malaysia stance would be? Or whether Malaysia would take a more aggressive approach into introducing ourselves to them? And because as I heard about the Perlis-Satun linkage just now, I believe many years ago, probably in 2016, I've seen video of the linkage of the highway of Perlis connecting to Satun. And myself at that time was actually quite happy, because this would not just solve the issue of cross-border, because we can see during festive seasons, all the borders in Perlis will be jammed. So this itself is, having a new linkage itself is really helpful in terms of human border crossing and also trades. So whether this new government would be affecting all these policies, or whether it will improve, hopefully, I mean, as a city, anak police, I would definitely love more progression between both countries. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Good question. First of all, I think we met with the Satun Chamber of Commerce yesterday, and they mentioned that they will be coming to Perlis. They mentioned to me, they asked me, this is not relating to your question, they asked me, why in Malaysia you have Chinese Chamber of Commerce, you have Malay Chamber of Commerce, you have Indian Chamber of Commerce. So it's very difficult for me to answer, because they are not used to that, I said no, because there are certain interests they want to put forward under the Chinese Chamber, because Chinese chambers maybe they know well in terms of trade with China. They know the situation there. They know the environment there, so it's easier. So, but back to your question, I think first and foremost, we do not interfere in the internal politics of Thailand, but we welcome, definitely we welcome whoever the people of Thailand. Okay, when you talk about people of Thailand, whoever they vote for, and this must be done through democratic process. That's one of the important thing, and you see that now the era of having the non-democratic ways of ruling is no more in our dictionary. So whoever comes, whether it is Palang Pacharat, the conservative parties, or the pro-democracy. Of course, they call themselves pro-democracy, but we would what we want to emphasize is that the good neighborliness. And with good neighborliness comes with, they must adhere to the principles of the agreement that we have already agreed, between both countries. I don't think Move Forward Party, if at all, Kun Pita is elected as the Prime Minister, I don't think he will, it would be detrimental to our relationship. In fact, we are good with all of them. Recently, when Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar went there, he met with Deputy Prime Minister Prawit. He met with Deputy Prime Minister Anutin. He met with Prime Minister Prayut. So, but you see the current change now in the politics of Thailand. They are moving more towards people like Pita, also Pitai, the daughter of Thaksin. How long they will sustain it, it is all up to them. But you have to remember that in the history of Thailand, for the since 1932, there were 14 political coups, military coups. 14 military coups, and every time they have the military coup, they will change the constitution. You probably wonder why, and they will change the constitution. But this is unique. Thailand is unique. The military is part and parcel of the society. Whether you like it or not, they are in the society. They are into business. They are in the political arena. They administer. But it's up to the people of Thailand to what is good for them. So we don't see any that it is detrimental to our relationship. We want a process that is peaceful and secure. Elections, they have done that. There were no demonstrations, so we were happy. So hopefully it augurs well for the future. So I hope I have answered your question.
Terima kasih Tuan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Terima kasih. Dipersilakan soalan seterusnya.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and good evening, Dato'. Sorry. My name is Dr. Muhammad Najib. I'm also from Bodison. Hi. Okay. So I've got only two questions I want to ask. Regarding the first question, I think that's quite related there. How about the safety for the tourists? We know that there's we're not sure what happens. The temperature is quite hot right now. Are they safe to travel to Thailand? The first questions. And my second question would be, how about, that the weed will be legal in Thailand? And we know, I just want to know whether what are the effect of the social, especially in Thailand, and also how about the effects, especially at the place and the Kedah, because they're in border. So I just wonder, because it's only been a year, there's my statistic talking about it. So can you explain more and what the safety for us to go to Thailand?
Yeah.
Myself also, I've never been to Thailand. So
yeah, I think probably we read too much into the media, social media, and looking at it is hot. It is not hot. Probably the weather is hot, yes, but political climate is under control. It is only people are fighting in the parliament among themselves. They are fighting among themselves. Fighting meaning, when I say fighting, they're not no fist, tak ada bertumbuk, tapi dia secara ni lah, memang argue semua hendak berpihak pada mereka sendiri. But I can assure you it is safe, to visit Thailand. The second question is regarding cannabis, I think, weed. Yeah. Yes, it is now legal in Thailand for them anyone traveling there, also foreigners, they have, well, the intention is actually, intention is noble. They want to have this more for medical cannabis. But somehow, the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Health at that time, now he's the caretaker, Anutin, he, he's a businessman. He wants to promote cannabis and make Thailand, tourists to come there. And you see many tourists, even Malaysians, and we have come across Malaysian who actually smoke weed, and then we have to rescue them. They went high until they forgot where they are staying. They lost their belongings. They want to, ini darah muda or something, I don't know, or frustration. They go there and to try something new. But, it's up to you, whether you want to try it or not. They even sell it, this cannabis drinks in 7-Eleven there. But we were told that it is very, very little. It doesn't affect you much. So it is just a promotion. They want to promote cannabis, put the logo cannabis there, cannabis leaf, but it won't affect you much. But please note that in our laws, the customs can do the check upon your arrival, entry into Malaysia, any checkpoint. They can do through your urine test, and then you have to be careful. Some say maybe those in the science field, medical field can attain to this. I don't know. Some say that it will be in your bloodstream for about 1 week or 2 weeks. I'm not sure. I've not tested it. I don't know. Yeah. But for medical, yes. Last year, our former Prime Minister of Health, KJ, came there, and it actually they have actually proven that for medical cannabis, yes, it is actually good for those who have panic attacks. If you take that, it will calm you down. Those who have Alzheimer's, dementia, it will calm you down. For cancer, not yet. They're still doing research. So we were thinking of probably looking at have some cooperation with Thailand to do medical research for cannabis. Also, they have legalized ketum. Ketum in Perlis and Kedah sells very well. No? Better than Thailand. The market, I couldn't believe until my agriculture councillors told me that, the quality of ketum in Perlis and Kedah is actually the highest. And I even had a Thai businessman asking whether they can import ketum from Malaysia, because apparently it is legal in US. They want in few 100,000 tons. It is legal. They make into pills. Ketum, they say ketum also has some medicinal, proprietaries. But they said that because they've been importing from Indonesia, and I was told that Indonesia has stopped the fresh produce to be exported because Pak Jokowi wanted them to add value to it and to produce on their own whatever from ketum. And ours is apparently better than Indonesia and Thailand. So Thailand is a low quality. But unfortunately, I told them, we can't produce, we can't harvest because of the, our own laws doesn't allow. So, so if you go to Thailand, please be careful. Don't, of course, they will give cookies and all that. Everything, everything is all you want to test and everything. But it doesn't affect you much. Probably you need to eat probably 100 cookies then to feel the effect. But if you go to the hospitals, yes, if you have this any medical, any medical condition, you go to the hospitals. They have the special hospitals. They have that which you can be treated. I've seen some people who have done that. Those who have dementia, or those who have Alzheimer's, or even they have this anxiety attacks. So just a joke. Don't do it. Maybe sometimes the students you feel anxiety. You take that instead of taking the pill kuda. You take the cannabis and you feel so relaxed. This is just a joke. Don't take it. Don't try it, because it's if you don't know how to administer it, it'll be very, very detrimental. Like what I said, one Malaysian who went high by smoking weed, and that's part of our job in terms of to help. Whether they do criminal things, they do whatever illegal activities, we have to save them because they are still Malaysian.
Kita nampak ada banyak yang berhati untuk bertanya soalan, tetapi kita ada masa yang mencemburui dan ini adalah soalan terakhir, dan jika ada wakil pelajar yang ingin bertanya soalan ringkas, ya. Terima kasih.
Hello, dengar tak? Okay. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera semua. Hai Datuk. My name is Alif. I am the president of Unimed SRC. So, thank you Datuk for coming and sharing the lectures to us. Well, my question is about the relation between Perlis Thailand bilateral trade relations. Well, because I am from UNIMEP, I want to ask what the opportunities are being explored to leverage the expertise and specialties of the UNIMEP to enhance bilateral cooperation and economic ties between Perlis and Thailand. Thank you, Datuk.
Thank you. Good question. I'm quite impressed with the students from UNIMEP because I think their language is very good. I think one of the important thing in order for you to go out is language. Of course, you know Malay language. You are very well versed, and thank you very much for the question. Very good question. I think what you can leverage on is in terms of some of our universities here. They do research R&D, but they don't market it to the business world. In Thailand, they have Science Park, and they work with the universities to market the products. So a business man can go and bring their product and to the university, to the Science Park, and ask them to develop their product. Whatever it can be. They even have in Satun. Do you know Satun? One of the largest import of them is grasshoppers. Belalang. They import, and apparently it is one of the cuisine. They package it and they do research, and apparently they are well. So the world is out there for you, and with the AI technology, a lot of things can do. When I was in Krabi, I launched at one of their local supermarket, Mother Marché, few of the Malaysian products there. They got the local certification, but mostly of the Malaysian products are confectionaries and all that. But I think we should not be, just focus on food products. Go for non-food products. And this is where I think, since you are close to Thailand, you need to do market research. You have to know what is the interest, what is the likes of the Thais. What do they like? Yeah, they like, actually they like, when we do our own simple market research, they like our kway teow, they like our nasi lemak, they like our rendang, But then we see a lot of that coming from here being packaged. I think Adabi and few others, Brahim, all they are doing that, but not enough marketing being done, not enough promotion being done. It is very difficult for the Thais to get them to really like Malaysian food. But once they like it, it will go. Your product will go on. So this is only only talking about food products. Many of the Thais in the southern Thailand areas, they like Malaysian products. You name it, roti canai, all this, all normal. Yes, but you need to think beyond that. You need to, in order to get the market share, you have to go further than food products. You have to go non-food products. I think in terms of textile, we cannot beat Thailand. Thailand textile is one of the best. They are going out into the world. But other non-food products, of course, electronics, electrical products, ours are better than Thais. So you can develop that. I think what is important is that the university themselves have this. I think you do have. I think the R&D, but work with the businesses here. Try to so the businesses also must come. Allow the business people to come to the university. If you don't have the science park, but you have a unit to say, I want to market this, please help. So the researchers at the universities, they have the knowledge, they have the expertise, but they don't know how to market it. But it would create better market, better to promote your products. So I hope I have answered your question. If I saw few of them wanting to ask questions, if maybe like you say in Parliament, kita boleh bagi jawapan bertulis. So if you want to, kalau nak boleh, you can write to us. I have my members of my delegation from. We have 8 agencies in the embassy. So we have 8 agencies in the embassy. So they have agriculture, MINDEF, police, tourism, MITI, Matrade. So we are we are ready to help Malaysian investors, businesses there. Even if you are looking at education cooperation, we are more than ready to help you to link. Now I see that more and more universities are autonomous. They can go and do and sign their MOUs on their own, but make sure that you implement the whatever you have agreed. We will also follow up on the pembelajaran bahasa Melayu. That's one of the important thing. We need to tell them, this is our culture. They need to.
Timbalan Naib Chancellor Akademik dan Antarabangsa menjalankan fungsi Naib Chancellor untuk mengadap, merafak sembah, memohon ampuni limpah perkenan serta mengiringi Duli Yang Maha Mulia Tuanku Pemangku Raja berangkat ke pentas diiringi div-div kehormat. Dipersilakan. Dan untuk itu, majlis dengan segala hormatnya menjemput Yang Berusaha Profesor Dr. Muhammad Yusof Masyur untuk menyampaikan cenderahati kepada Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Georgie Samuel dengan disaksikan oleh Duli Yang Maha Mulia Tuanku Pemangku Raja. Seterusnya dijemput pula Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Georgie Samuel untuk menyampaikan cenderahati kepada Yang Berusaha Profesor Dr. Yusof Masyur. Menjunjung kasih Tuanku. Hadirin sekalian, atur cara siri syarahan umum oleh Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Georgie Samuel, Duta Besar Malaysia ke Thailand telah sampai ke penghujungnya. Pihak majlis mengucapkan setinggi-tinggi penghargaan dan ucapan terima kasih kepada Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Georgie Samuel, Duta Besar Malaysia ke Thailand yang telah sudi menyampaikan syarahan umum pada hari ini. Dan ucapan terima kasih juga kepada semua para hadirin di atas kesudian hadir pada majlis pada hari ini. Ampun Tuanku, patik menyembah maklum, hanya setakat ini sahaja atur cara siri syarahan umum Tuan Yang Terutama Datuk Georgie Samuel, Duta Besar Malaysia ke Thailand pada hari ini. Sekali lagi, patik bagi pihak majlis merafak sembah menjunjung setinggi-tinggi kasih atas limpah perkenan Duli Yang Maha Mulia Tuanku Pemangku Raja berangkat ke majlis kita pada hari ini. Sidang hadirin dimohon berdiri. Mengumumkan Duli Yang Maha Mulia Tuanku Pemangku Raja berangkat meninggalkan majlis ke sesi lawatan Galeri Diraja, nyanyian lagu Semangat Unimap dan lagu negeri.
Uni